tie 29 this time. How do you feel after a little more minutes added to the pile?
Yeah, I feel good. It's exciting to get closer to, my normal minutes. It's obviously been a lot of chatter about my minutes and stuff like that. So it feels good to play majority of the game, finish the game. I feel good.
What did you think of what TJ McConnell is able to do for the second unit today and how he's kind of able to always keep that group rolling even in any different sort of context and lineups and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, that's what he does. He comes in, he brings energy, and I think that's been really, really good for us. He was really good in that.
Oh, I didn't even know he was 8 for 11. He's but I thought he just did a good job of bringing energy in that third quarter, getting us going when we needed it most and helping us pull away. But I think our second unit as a whole, I think they probably would tell you that their second quarter wasn't the best quarter for them, but I thought they really locked in that third and got us going. And TJ and Buddy, specifically getting us going offensively, and Jalen did a good job protecting the rim, and just a lot of different guys chipped in tonight.
You're also kind of a smack talker. Why do you think TJ's able to do it throughout a game and then just immediately be buddy-buddy with, like, everybody in the NBA?
I mean,
TJ's trash talk is like, it's not traditional. But I think, like, TJ just, like, he has a good relationship with everybody. Like, he always, like, every time he fouls somebody a little harder than normal, he's always checking in on them, always smiling with people. His trash talk, I think, isn't specifically to people. It's just like, it's like little jabs, like, even when I played against him before, there's a funny story of when we played against each other first time. I'm not going to tell it right now. But I think he just does a good job of, like, he's like, everybody loves TJ, but then he just gives you a little jab, and it's like, okay, well, he's a good guy, so I'm going to leave it alone. I think that's what it is.
I think after the last game we talked to you, I guess the last home game, you said that Pascal hasn't been here to see how fun it can be.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is the closest you guys have come to kind of giving a sense of what it's really like when you guys get up and down the way that you do and when you're rolling close to your normal self?
Yeah, for sure.
I think that we just, in the second half especially, we were able to get some stops and be able to run and get on transition and get our crowd into it a little bit more. I mean, these guys were, like, on pace for, like, 150 at halftime, and we did a good job locking in the second half, getting stops and getting out and running. And then I think it just ultimately comes down to also finding his spots. I think that's kind of what I was talking to Fred about at the end, just talking more about how I can help P and where he thinks that his best spots are. Obviously playing with him for some time, and there's still, we haven't played. I mean, I don't even know how many games Pascal has played here yet, but there's still some times where we're communicating and I call a play and he looks at me and we're just kind of both confused, and then we got to figure it out on the fly. So we just got to keep growing our chemistry together, keep playing together, and good things will happen.
When you said you're feeling better, I mean, to delve a little bit deeper, what's better than it was a week ago physically? I mean, what do you feel like you can do, or how do you feel like your body is reacting better maybe to what you're doing than it did a week ago?
Yeah, I think that when you watch me, you see a little bit more pop to my game. Just being able to fly around a little bit more, be more active. I think that's been good. I mean, obviously there's soreness after games and stuff like that, but that's expected with a hamstring. Our medical staff has done a really good job of helping me kind of manage this and figure out, what I'm feeling and figuring out the best ways to attack things. So, I think there's a little bit of soreness after games and stuff, but in the game, I feel good. I feel like I'm moving well, and that's positive. Just want to be healthy going into All-Star break, and after All-Star, just really hit the ground running and be ready to go.
And just last one, I mean, what did it mean to be able to finish and also get the shot that ends up sort of clinching it? I guess sort of take us through that bucket, and what did it mean to you sort of emotionally to be in the position that you could be the guy who gets that shot again?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've gained a little bit of a reputation of being able to help us close games, taking the shot to close games. And I think that was a frustrating part about the minutes restriction when I came back. Like the Boston game, we were in good position, and, I really didn't get to play majority of the second half. The Knicks game, felt like we were in a good position. Didn't get to play most of the second half. And that's just frustrating as a competitor sitting down and, I'm obviously arguing with the medical staff. But at the same time, we broke it down before the game, and I think I was just a competitor in me. But it was just frustrating. So then you go to the Kings game, and you're trying to figure out, well, how can I, finish games so we don't play the first quarter? And that's just like kind of, that was just kind of a little like a funky thing we were doing. So it's exciting now to be able to start games, finish games, and play close to traditional minutes. So just happy to be more healthy and being able to help our team.
What do you think Buddy just provided you all? I think game high or team high plus 11 tonight.
I'm glad you asked that question. I think what Buddy brought to the table now, obviously he made shots, which helps, and I thought that he did a good job competing defensively. Listen, I think the one thing that people need to understand about Buddy Hield, and I've played with him my whole career, is the gravity that he has as a basketball player. His spacing, even when he's not making shots, which isn't often. I mean, he's one of the best shooters who's ever touched a basketball. His gravity when he's on the floor, and in our stack actions, in our movement actions, a lot of times you have to respect what he does, even if he's not making shots that game. You got to run two at him, and that kind of opens up everything for us. So I know it's kind of overblown to talk about Buddy when he's not shooting the ball very well, but his shooting gravity and who he is a player and has been historically when it comes to shooting the ball, I got the utmost faith in him. He's probably the second best shooter on our team behind me, but I think he shoots the ball at a high level, and I'm glad you asked that question because I feel like it's overblown to talk about Buddy, but he works his butt off. He competes in here every night, he just always brings something good to the table.
Tyrese, what have you come to appreciate the most about Pascal, and both on and off the floor?
I think his energy, but at the same time, his will. I think he's a really good communicator. So I think that's why I appreciate the most is we are able to bounce things off of each other really easily, bounce ideas off each other, and I think both of us are the same mentally that we want to win, and I think that we can connect on that, and so, I think we've helped. I mean, obviously he just got here, but the culture that I've tried to help build, and that he's getting here is just not being sensitive to
Criticism or something by your teammates.
just understanding we got to move on to the next play, and holding people accountable. He's done a great job. I mean, listen, Pascal's a winner. He's been in the playoffs, it seems like, every year of his career. He's won a championship. So when he talks, people listen. And I think that's kind of the biggest thing is when you're not with somebody or you're on the outside looking in, you don't really know how he is as a communicator and a person. But we really get along, and I'm happy that he's here and hoping he's here long term.
Yes, on that subject, what are some of the things that you and your teammates and the organization in general have done to make him comfortable, to give him the sense that this is where he belongs?
Yeah, I mean, just embracing him within our culture. I think that it's not just us. Our fans have done a great job as well. Obviously, he's coming from somewhere where that's all he's known his NBA career and going to a new environment and not really knowing what to expect. And I think that we've welcomed him in with open arms, and he's fit in like perfectly. I think that our culture, the way we play, getting up and down, having fun, smiling, and competing, I think that he fits right in with that. And so I think that it's just been natural. Well, and obviously not trying to be like, I don't know what's the word, like, like a helicopter parent, like always looking over somebody and being like, are you okay, Pascal? Like, we're not doing all that. I think just letting him be him and letting him grow within, our system, letting him grow within our organization, and playing around that. So I think that he's done an excellent job at accepting our culture and embracing that at the same time. So I think that's been really good.
Obviously, a very difficult game, angry team. Got beat pretty bad in Minnesota. We beat them last time in a tight game, and Ime does a great job of getting his guys fired up. And they hit us hard early. We withstood it in the first period, and then the second period they just kept throwing haymakers, and we allowed them to get going, which is you never want to do with an NBA team with their kind of talent. And so it was a survival situation. Second half was obviously a lot better. I thought McConnell and Hield really played huge roles in this game. Those guys, they played hard. They made timely shots. They made timely plays. Buddy was really patient, disciplined offensively, made key shots, and defensively he was real solid. So, tough game, heck of a win. Would have loved to have a better start, but can't have everything.
Rick, what was the kind of the key message at halftime to make a change defensively in the second half? Because that third quarter, you guys really turned things around on the end of the floor.
I just felt like we were playing too casually, as if maybe we were just expecting the crowd to lift us up. It's just, but we responded well in the third. The third was better. Early fourth was terrific, with our bench group in there. And, we built up enough of a lead. But, Houston's an attacking team. They kept coming. We had a couple of, untimely turnovers late. And then, it got hairy at the end. But we got out of here alive.
You mentioned before the game the value of having McConnell being able to play with the second unit as a result of this lineup change. What did you think was so valuable, especially late in that third quarter when McConnell's able to keep the second unit running at that high of a level to get you guys over the hump at that time?
I mean, this is one of the reasons it's important to structure the rotation so he's a significant part of it. What he does competitively and intangibly is unreplaceable, and he showed that tonight.
Tyrese obviously extends his minutes, gets to play in all 4 quarters, comes up with a big just bucket at the end. Obviously, I mean, just what did you see from him in terms of progress physically and just the way he was able to just get in the flow in the game?
Yeah, he's moving better for sure. I think physically he's doing much better. This is this team has tough matchups for our entire team. He had a tough matchup with Thompson, and Thompson kept crashing the boards, and so that was difficult. But Ty made an enormous shot at the end. He made big shots and big plays in the fourth, and it's a lot of good signs right now. So see where hopefully he feels good again tomorrow coming off of this, and Thursday we'll see where we are with the minutes.
Do you feel like, I guess, this group took a step in terms of you being able to see what they're capable of when they're fully operational? When now you have him playing a little bit higher minutes with Pascal, you start to see some of their combinations together, some of the things they can do. Do you feel like today was a step in that direction of, finally getting a sense of what all you have with this group now that you have?
Yeah, a sense, sure. But, Ty's not there yet. He's just not there yet. He's getting much closer. And, the minutes are a big part of this because he's a rhythm player and, he runs the show. And so being able to orchestrate and communicate and do all those things at both ends is really important. And so, right now, his minutes have taken a haircut. He's playing more now than he did, the last couple games. And so, but, hopefully the next couple games, we'll be out of the woods with this, but we'll have to see how it is tomorrow.
And just obviously Pascal just continues to produce and produce. First off, what do you like about what you're seeing from him in the minutes with Ty, and then what stands out to you even when he doesn't have him on the floor and he's able to create so much of his own stuff?
I mean, what is there not to like? I mean, the guy's efficient offensively. He's driving the ball. He's posting up. He's making threes. He's getting to the free throw line. And he rebounds. So, he's tremendous. He's tremendous, and he does it in a way that just blends into the ecosystem of the team, and so that's great. And we're adding little things here and there, but he's one of those players that if you add too much and slow the game down to find him with the ball, it can diminish, it can limit his effectiveness a little bit, because he's just better when the game is just moving. So I see a lot of great things. He and Ty together have been really good on a net rating basis. I do know that. And the other thing I know is that he and Obi have been very good together on a net rating basis. So we have some unique flexibility now.
Obviously, TJ brought a lot of energy. He always does that. Do you think that's innate? Can that be taught? Like, how do you just describe the energy he plays with him and maybe what he generates and gives to other people on the team?
What a question. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's just, I mean, TJ McConnell is, out of his mind as a competitor. He just is extreme, and he just has a knack for making plays, firing up his teammates, and firing up our crowd. And when he had that run in the second half, our building took a seismic jump, and that made it hard on Houston. And so that was a big part of us being able to create some separation.
Rick, I know you had a very high regard for Pascal before he got here, but now that you've coached him through 11 games, what have you learned about him? What do you appreciate about his game and him both on and off the floor?
Yeah, I mean, he's an all-star. He's an all-star, and if he hadn't been traded and this, that, and the other, he'd be one of those guys that would have been right there on the all-star team. He's got a track record that speaks for itself, and he's finding his way very quickly with our group, and so there are a lot of good things happening. These next 4 games, they're tough. They're all tough games. Every game you play in the NBA is going to be tough. You have a lot of nights like tonight where you come in at halftime at home and you're down 7 or 9 points. We've had that happen a lot recently, and team's got to find its inner strength and its fortitude and find a way to jump back in the game and understand there aren't any 7 or 9 point plays to do it. And we did it tonight, and he's a big part of it.
Pascal, Tyrese was telling us last week that he was looking forward to having fun with you and being able to play more to be able to have that experience. This was, I think, these last 2 games have been 2 of you guys' best together. Have you felt that these last couple games with him?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we're getting better. Again, we just haven't had enough time, just to be out there on the floor together. But I think, just him coming back and us just getting on the floor, as great a player as he is, just trying to read the way he plays, and I'm sure he's gonna learn a little bit about me and how I play, and we talk. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to be effective, together, and yeah, it's gonna continue to get better.
You've played against T.J. McConnell for years in the East. People have called him a pest all the time. Now you're his teammate. What's it like to have him as a teammate?
Yeah, no, he's tough, man. Obviously known him around for just playing against him, when he was in Philly, when just a lot of different places, and yeah, just always been tough. Play with so much energy and his pace is always a problem, for a lot of teams, and yeah, I'm glad he's on my team, and yeah, he's tough, man.
You talked, I think, last week about trying to figure out exactly when to be assertive and how, within the offense. How do you feel like you're kind of progressing with that? Obviously, 29 tonight, found a lot of different places to get your own shots. How have you how far do you think you've, come as far as making progress and figuring out how to get to your?
Yeah, no, I think it's getting better. Again, obviously, I just feel just the type of player that I am. I like observing. I like, I'm not the type of person that's just gonna be like F this and just do whatever. I'm trying to, find a way to. I'm coming into a good team, good thing going. I'm just trying to come in and complement the team. But I was talking about the other day, just finding that balance and where it's at the end of the day, I have to bring everyone with me too, just because of the level of play that I can play at, So I think just understanding those things and continue to be aggressive, which is what the team wants me to do anyway. So it just goes with what we want to do, being able to create mismatches and I just think that my ability to break down defenders is something that can help the team, and the more I do that, the more again you bring gravity and you be able to make plays. So I just want to continue to do that, stay aggressive, and again I think they're gonna follow my lead.
What do you think so much better on the defensive end in the third quarter in particular after they scored 75. You guys.
Yeah, I thought it was more aggressive. Like I thought, early in the game, like they had a lot of open shots. We weren't really into them. Like they got rebounds. Like I think, like that third quarter, we just kind of sat down, get into the bodies and just pressure more, play with more force, and that's how we got to be. Like that's how we got to play it for our defense to continue to evolve. Which I think that is an area that can make us a special team, and like continue to work on that, get better on defense, and I thought we did a good job in the third. We just got to have like more quarters like that.
What was it like to see Tyrese in like kill mode at the end? Like, okay, obviously you've been in moments like that, close games out, but to see him do it finally as his teammate.
Yeah, no, he's able to do that. Like that's that's why he's an all-star, and to me he has a potential to be even more special. Like, and I think that like just watching him play, seeing the way he sees the floor, and again like just making plays. Like it's so easy for him, and just happy he's on my team.
And then what did it mean to you for him to seek out, Fred, and after the game, because he was telling us, hey, I was asking him, like, how do I make him more comfortable? Just taking those little pockets or moments to try to build more chemistry.
I think for me, that's what I like the most about him, just from talking to him even before I got here, like just his knowledge for the game, wanting to win, wanting to get better. Like, that's all you can really ask for a young player coming into his own. Like, and those are the special ones, the ones I want to learn, the ones I want to get better. And that's obviously him talking to Fred, and I've been playing with Fred for a long time, and we understand each other, and I think that the more we we out there on the floor together, I think it's naturally just a fit. So like we're gonna continue to get better.
Pascal, I know you've been here less than a month, and the schedule's been crazy, but have you gotten much of a chance to see Indianapolis? Have you found places that you like?
Yeah. I really have not, bro. I think it's just been so crazy, like moving around, like I'm just trying to find a place, trying to do this, trying to do that, and then we're traveling, we have games, like so, like it's just been so crazy that I don't think I probably went to a restaurant one time since I've been here, so. I just haven't had time, and I I'm looking forward to when everything slows down a little bit, and I'm able to kind of like just look at the city, or look go around and like see what the city has to offer, and I'm looking forward to that.
Is it going to be a little bit of an adjustment? You're coming from one of the great cities in North America, diverse the whole bit. Indianapolis is different. It's a lovely place, obviously. But do you think? No, it is. It's fantastic.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, is it going to be a change for you?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it will be, but at the same time, just the type of person that I am, like, I just feel like I'm more an introvert. Like, I don't really do much. So like, I don't think that will be a real problem. And again, like it's just always things to do in different cities, and I think you just gotta go out there and explore, which I'm looking forward to doing. But I don't think it will be much of a difference. Like I've moved my whole life, like really, like I've always been the type of person to go to a new place and I always find a way. Like I believe that, so I'm sure I'll be okay.
Shot the ball. I shot the ball. I think I missed 2 in the first half, and it felt good. I mean, all my shots been feeling good. Just having me go through the net, and it's something with shooting the ball. Just going to the net to make it different, but like when you leave your hands, it still feels good. You just keep shooting. You trust your mechanics, trust your work. But TJ, TJ is great to play with. He knows how to pick and choose his moments, and he's savvy. He comes to brings the same energy every day, and some energy that's unmatched, and something that you can't prepare yourself for, because he's going at it every day, and he's one of the hardest players guys in our team, and hardest working guys, and when he's out there, he leaves it on there.
I think Rick was talking about just your defense in particular. I mean, obviously, you guys as a group did pretty well, but he's talked multiple times about how you've improved on that end. I mean, how do you feel like you've improved on that end? What do you feel like you did well in particular today defensively? And
I think sometimes I have my moments.
Yeah.
Keep it real with you, but just working on it every day, man. So all I can do is work on it every day, and try to be the best player I can be for this team and help us move forward.
You mentioned your shot just a second ago, feeling like it hasn't come through the net as much as you want. How are you able to not think about it in games, or are you able to not think about that while you're playing?
I mean, like, shoot is shoot. I mean, like, you shoot next shot, the best shot, and you have to have the same mindset. I work too hard to like worry about like miss shots. I mean, like, I'm shooting my 38, 39%. In the scheme of things, that's really not bad. But for me, the world makes it look bad because they're used to me shooting 40%. But it just takes a couple solid week of just good rhythm and just seeing that ball going to the net. And once you see that thing flicks through, and after that, it's a whole different ball game, But in the world things, when you're shooting 38, 39% in the world, I think it's bad, but it's really not bad for a regular NBA player.
What does it mean to you in the scheme of all that defenses still are, tight on your jersey every time, and your teammates don't trust you to take them every single time?
I mean, like, this point is like, the shots might not be going in, but people still got respect. The respect still is there. So, and this gravitation of helping a teammate get open shots, or doing a blur screen or setting a back screen, playing basketball, community basketball, setting flare screens, helping guys to get open looks, it shows up what's my worth on the court, and it's fun, man, and just glad we get this win, and on to next. We got Golden State coming next. A lot of movement, so hopefully we can get a lot of shots. It'll be a fun pace.
Tyrese was saying, I think, after the last home game that he didn't feel like Pascal had really been able to see what you guys are like when it's really fun, when you guys are fully operational, when Tyrese is playing and he's healthy and everything. Do you feel like today was a step in that direction? Do you feel like maybe this isn't all that you guys can be? But
it was a step in Pascal's direction. I mean, we're not his team's direction. I mean, Pascal did his thing tonight, but I don't think like when Pascal gets a hold of like the whole concept of pace after and understands the continuity of everything, I think it'll be very hard to guard because his play is so elite. He's one of the best players in the league, especially going downhill. Is really hard to guard, and you see that he's shooting threes, and now he's adapting to the culture, and he's more of a ISO mid-range, and when that happens, he'll see how fun it is. But right now, we're just easing him away, and it's hard, man. To let's just come and play random basketball because we really don't call much plays. We just play, and Rick trusts us to make the next play. So once he figures it out, I think that the whole teammate, you'll see a whole different dynamic of this team, and he'll be able to have more fun and play more free out there.
Ty mentioned that obviously you've been part of his career, his entire career. How have you seen him navigate just this hamstring thing and seeing him close again tonight in the fourth quarter?
Oh, it's good to see him close because it's a good hats off to the training staff doing a good job. Remember, to just manage his minutes, and even though it's tough because he's competitive, you want to be out there and you want to fight through those. The training staff only give you 24 minutes, but I can go another 4 minutes. But in reality, you can't go because you got to manage that injury, and for longevity, we'll be thinking playoffs and so on and so on. So just the patience of it was hard, but now I think that we've had a week or so with it. We can take more steps. He can take more steps with time, and it's been helping out. And seeing him close games is good for us. You see what he did today.
What did you see that kind of made the defense do a 180?
I mean, at the end of the day, I think it was a pride thing. Obviously, us coming in, we didn't feel as though we gave full effort in that first half. And our main emphasis coming back out was to make it tough for them and make sure that we're locking into our principles.
One of the highlights of the night, maybe of the year, was your block. Can you take us through that play?
I mean, I think he got hit with a back screen, and obviously one of our principles is if it's a back screen, we switch it. And I was kind of late to it, but I ended up getting it at the rim, and I guess I blocked it at that point.
Take us through the offensive performance here for you guys, 63%, really unrelenting all night.
I think pretty much, I know he's going to hate it, but most of it came from TJ. It was like a stretch where the second unit was in, and TJ scored maybe, 8 or 10 straight points for us. And, obviously, TJ's a master in the paint, so his paint game is kind of tough to stop. So pretty much it all goes to him because once we got stops on the other end, TJ just took over on the offense, man.
4 games until you hit the All-Star break. What's the key? What's the significance to closing out this stretch strong here?
Pretty much to stay locked in because we know usually around All-Star break everybody starts to get in that relaxed mode. A lot of teams you can sneak up on a lot of teams to get wins like that. And obviously our main goal is to get as many wins as possible until it's time to relax, because at the end of the day this is going to count and this is going to help us later on in the season.